Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Saturday, wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to yet another post-match reaction. Yes, the Reds got back on track against Burnley. We did beat them by 3 goals to 1 in what was a very scruffy affair. Look, I'm not going to say it was a blistering performance. It was very much nit and gritty things today, of course, against a very tough Burnley side, even though they are in the relegation zone. They could, feel that they were a bit hard done by today, but again, I think Liverpool were the better team overall anyway. But again, let me know how all of you are in the comments down below as well. Hopefully all of you are having a fantastic day. Good evening, Tom, as well. It was the first as well. Big up to Tom as well. Obviously, go over to Twitch and follow Tom on all the socials as well. But of course, Liverpool did get the win thanks to goals from Diogo Jota, Lucho Diaz, and of course Darwin Núñez. Again, when you do look at it, Darwin Núñez 22 goal involvements now this season. Again, he keeps on getting better and better. And when it finally fully clicks, Jesus Christ, this league isn't going to know what hit them when it comes to Darwin Núñez. Anyway, but look, like I said, it wasn't an easy performance. That first half in particular, if you guys watched it, it wasn't easy, was it? Again, both teams struggled. I think more so Liverpool, of course, and there's not really an excuse, but considering all the all the illness that's going through the squads. Obviously, Ali was missing, Joe Gomez was missing. Supposedly, obviously, both of them was meant to start today. I think Joe Gomez was going to play alongside Virgil van Dijk, obviously Ali in goal. And of course, there's been a bit of illness going throughout the squad. Gravenberch as well. We didn't see him to feature at all today. Supposedly, he suffered from the illness going around the squad as well. So again, you don't know what happened in the week with preparation and so on, and the team just didn't feel fluent. It felt very much, standstill then for the first 45 minutes, because I was ripping my hair out where, again, that midfield three of Endo, McAllister and Curtis Jones was doing me head in. And I'm not even going to lie about that. For me, Endo was a bit too deep. Maka then was trying to, again, was being drawn in too much. Curtis Jones as well to that. And there wasn't any, creativity going forwards, and where we see normally one of the eights break the lines, that wasn't happening so much. And again, it was probably fair play to Burnley as well with that as well. But Scout says hopefully we get back into our groove now. Thought Elliott, Jones and Núñez were top players as well for today, says Scouse. Keller too back in top form. Yeah, 100%. I'd say Harvey Elliott and Núñez for sure. Curtis Jones first half, I'd say no. Second half was when he got moved to right back. He played it actually quite well, didn't he? To be fair to him. So again, Curtis Jones has been in based on form, probably Liverpool's best midfielder this season so far. I don't think that's a mad statement to say. Probably him, Szoboszlai, and probably McAllister. There's the shouts for it. I know Harvey Elliott's done well off the bench, but when he does start, it's again, it's not the best sometimes when he does come on. So again, I'd say Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, and McAllister are up there for being the top midfielder so far this season. I would say anyway. But good evening, press as well, saying Keller. Keller, Robbo, Endo, and Elliott, my four best players today. I'd say certainly second half Endo. First half Endo did my head in. Thought he wasn't too great in the first half in particular. I thought he was too deep. But second half, 10 times better with the introduction with Harvey Elliott. And like I said, somebody breaking the lines on the right-hand side, that's what we were missing. And of course, great from Jurgen Klopp as well to see that as well. But good evening to Jack as well, up the prawn sandwiches. Yeah, of course, if anyone didn't know, Jack was at the game today eating the prawn cocktail sandwiches. Yeah, and we've all took the mick out of him for it. But no, good evening, Jack. Hope you're doing well, mate, as well. But again, like I said, not Lucho, sorry, Diogo Jota getting Liverpool's first from a corner. Again, I think the Burnley goalkeeper was shouting and screaming for a foul, but I think if you watch the replay back, it's actually his own defender that actually takes him out, and yeah, Diogo Jota just simply headers it into the corner for Liverpool. And to be fair, since Salah's been gone for Liverpool, Diogo Jota has properly stepped up for Liverpool, and he, for me, like when we talk about the front three and who starts in the front three, I think once Mo's back, and I think next week might be a conversation about who starts in the front three, it's probably going to be Jota, Nunes, and Salah. Probably when Salah comes back, maybe Mo might be on the bench next week. I'm not too sure. But again, Diogo Jota at the minute can't stop scoring for Liverpool, which is a good thing as well while he's not injured. Because of course, normally around now, touch wood, that doesn't happen. But Diogo Jota isn't here so often towards the back end of the season. Yeah, first half was awful. Half time, I was sat there thinking, it is all over. What do you mean, Scouts? For the title? Do you think that or no? No, look, it was frustrating, and don't get me wrong. Burnley did well. And going into halftime when they scored that equaliser, I think the word was deflation. I don't know why, because again we had another half of football to play, but it did feel like, again, the team wasn't really getting up to the level we all know they could do. Burnley were playing at a good level as well. And when they scored that goal, you thought, oh, that's pretty much fair going into half time. But Liverpool needed to do 10 times better. And that's what we did do. Certainly, with the added substitutions, obviously Trent's gone off. We'll speak about Trent in a minute because, of course, he's re-injured his knee, which isn't too good. And yeah, we'll definitely talk about Trent in a moment anyway. But Curtis Jones filling in at right back showed his class as a versatile player, 100%. Again, Curtis Jones can play everywhere. He can play right back, left wing, centre mid, DM, probably play striker as well if you wanted to. And that's what Jurgen Klopp loves in a player, is someone who's very versatile. And we know this for a fact. And yeah, I think he played. Did he play right back in the Europa League chat as well? I'm not too sure if he did. I could be wrong with that. I'm not too sure. But I swear he played a game at Anfield in the Europa League, playing up right back, because I think Endo played DM that game and Curtis Jones was right back. I'm not too sure. Anyway, but let me know in the chat anyway. But yeah, let's get on to Trent then. Yes, Trent Alexander-Arnold has re-injured his knee as well, which isn't great. So of course, Jurgen did speak about it, suggested that he felt something in his knee. And of course, we didn't take him off. Or we did take him off, but Trent didn't want to go off. Said it was fine, but Jurgen said it's not fine, which is a real worry. Of course, as he mentioned in the press conference, the press conference after the football, that we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, there will be scans to look at, but again, it's not great news, is it? Where we've had Thiago come back early, not now most likely not going to play in a Liverpool shirt ever again. Szoboszlai came back, played against Chelsea, sorry, re-injured himself. And then Trent today come back. Well, obviously he's been back for the last 2 weeks, but he's come back, didn't look all there against Arsenal, and even today, that first half, of course, made a few, brilliant passes to Darwin and to Lucho, but didn't look 100% himself in his mobility, I would say. And then, of course, with him going off again, and of course, if you've seen Trent warming up early on, of course, he's got that bandage around his knee as well, which isn't great in that sense. So again, he might be out for another couple of weeks, which is huge considering, again, we've got a League Cup final coming up. Again, crucial games in the Premier League next weekend against Brentford at 12:30. That's a huge game. And whether or not Jurgen Klopp will take the risk, I doubt it. I'd much rather not play Trent for a match week and then have him available then for the rest of the season than risk him. It's certainly against Brentford anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well, because is it something that the club needs to work on and the medical department need to work on? I would suggest so, but again, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Anyway, why is that? I don't know why it's doing that. Done that. All the green screen's gone bloody messed up. Anyway, but I will quickly move on. Chris was saying on paper should have been more comfortable. Win. Look, it's a job done. We deserve the win, but made it harder for ourselves. We always do, don't we, Chris? Let's be perfectly honest. We always bloody do. What else do we have? Why is that doing that? That's annoying. Injury curse strikes again, 100%. Where was Allison? Allison was ill. Chris, he wasn't available. Him and Joe Gomez both ill as well. I don't think Trent has been 100% since back from the injury. I would agree. Like I said, I think he's been struggling with the knee. They've brought him back way too quickly. I would suggest anyway. But getting on to the second goal anyway for Liverpool in the second half from Lucho. Of course, Lucho again on the score sheet again, which to be fair in 2024, he's been on there quite a lot. But again, 3 headers today for Liverpool. Obviously, the second goal coming from Lucho Diaz. Again, very well worked goal. Obviously, Harvey Elliott with the assist as well. Obviously, crossing in, which again, fantastic from Harvey and Lucho as well. Because again, that was a time where it was realistically a back and forth game where I think even on the goal, I think 2 seconds before that, Burnley were down the other end, potentially going to score. So again, it came at the right moment. And I feel like that's what Liverpool, even though we just struggle sometimes in games, like look at today, for example, it was a struggle. But even when we do that, we find the correct moment to completely change it. And then when we scored the second goal, again, Liverpool then looked comfortable towards the end of the game. For sure, which again, then Darwin Núñez from a wonderful header, to be fair, probably the hardest chance he had in the game. Obviously made it 3-1 for Liverpool. And it was pretty much game, set, and match after that as well. But again, 22 goal involvements now for Darwin Núñez this season. I think he's got 13 goals and the rest in assists, which again is amazing. And this is the thing where people go, oh, Darwin Núñez supposedly is a flop, which again, I laugh at. I genuinely laugh at when people say Darwin Núñez is a flop, because I don't get what they categorize as a flop anymore. If Darwin Núñez is a flop, then you look at the league at the minute. Are we calling Haaland a flop? Are we calling Ollie Watkins a flop? And so when you look at the strikers in the league and look what they've done so far this season, Darwin Núñez is up there so far. And look, people will go, oh, well, it's not in the Premier League that he's got 22 goal involvements. Yes, that's that's correct. But you look at it at an overall perspective, he's got 23 starts for Liverpool this season and got 22 goal involvements. That's crazy. That's really good level. Like, if he continues what he's done so far this season, going into the second half of the season, he will get over 35 goal involvements, which is, when we speak about what we need from Darwin this season, that's 100% what we need. And you look at last week against Arsenal, where our front line was massively missing Darwin Núñez to start the game. And you look at it today, the attack is completely different. Darwin Núñez, Liverpool are a much better team with Darwin Núñez in it. And that's exciting. It's exciting for now. It's exciting for the future as well. When we, think about next year, when we think at the back end of this season, it's exciting the fact that we've got, at the minute, Jota, Darwin, Mo as well to come back. This is the beginning of the proper running. Like the title says, it's getting back on track. And today we did that. Again, we've seen teams that have dropped points after points, and it was good for Liverpool today to be able to get back on track. And then next week, then that's the tough one where you got Brentford away at 12:30. If Liverpool can get past that, then I think we've got 2 cup games coming up. I think the League Cup and League Cup and FA Cup. I think we've got coming up in between then as well. If we can do that, then again, who knows what can happen this season. Hopefully something really, really good. Anyway, one thing I will say negative about Darwin Núñez as well, he's now 1 booking away from having a 2-match suspension, because about 4 or 5 of his yellow cards so far this season has been done for kicking the ball away. He did it again today. Why? There's no need, Darwin. You're just having a yellow card for no particular reason. But me and Ricky were talking about this, and it's probably the best to get him booked for Brentford, because he'll miss, I think, is it Luton at home and Forest away. If he doesn't get booked after the Brentford game, he misses the Manchester City game potentially. So that we need him for that game, and that's going to be huge as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get Darwin not to make any fouls or not to get a yellow card, but we are talking about Darwin Núñez. So again, probably the game against Brentford will probably be the best for him to get a yellow card anyway. But I think, to be fair, does that work? If he got a double yellow and a red card, would it be counted as 1 instead of 2? Well, I'm not sure. Probably add up to 3. No, in the FA anyway. But to play devil's advocate, these refs hardly give him that is true. Again, I think Jurgen spoke about it, didn't he? About the blue card system that we spoke about a couple of days ago. I think Jurgen said that it would have been chaotic if we had the blue card system and so on. And he's right. Look, today there was a few things both ways. Again, both managers got booked. Jurgen got booked. Vincent Kompany got booked. And if it was a blue card system, we probably would have been down to 8 men each at one point in the game. But look, at the end of the day, it's a system now I don't think is going to happen. I think it got misinterpreted the way FIFA put out a statement, but still, it should never be a thing in football anyway. But just speaking on the Liverpool side of things, of course, obviously back top of the league. Of course, Man City won earlier on in the day. They beat Everton 2-0. I think both goals come from Erling Haaland. And of course, Arsenal on tomorrow. Of course, they've got West Ham away from home, which is going to be a very tough game for them. So again, it's just really focusing on what we're doing now, because of course we've got City coming up. I think Arsenal and City also play each other in the next couple of weeks. So realistically, shouldn't care about anyone else, just care about ourselves. That Man City game is going to be huge. If Liverpool can win that game, then I think things can look positive. Going for the rest of the season anyway, but still, we've got crucial games coming up. We've got Brentford at home, Brentford away, Luton at home, the League Cup final, FA Cup as well before that City game. So again, we will just have to take it game by game, and next week is going to be a very tough game for the Reds anyway. But I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Big thank you to everyone of you for tuning in as well. Apologies, it isn't a long show. Again, maybe doing it a bit shorter. I did say I was only going to be 10-15 minutes. I've been 20 minutes anyway, talking about the game as well. We're going to do a video. There's a tactics video coming up soon on the channel. We're going to be speaking about Xabi Alonso. Of course, we've spoken about him before, but we're going to take a look in depth. There's a video in the works I'm doing. It may take me a week to do it. So again, if you want to see that, then please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, because it's going to be interesting. It's going to take me a week long to sort it out. So again, hopefully we'll do that and then you guys can see it. But yeah, we're going to have that, probably news show Monday, probably. Might do a show tomorrow if Arsenal lose, which would be fun to do. But again, most important thing, Liverpool won, back on track. And we're back on the road anyway with another win. anyway. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. Like I said, if you're new around here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I've been calling out from the Cup Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.